Welcome to Tennessee's at-home learning series for math. Today's lesson is for all of our first graders out there, but of course, anyone is more than welcome to tune in. Today's lesson is the 7th lesson in our series. My name is Miss Sarah, and I am a first grade teacher at Baxter Primary School in Putnam County School System. I am so excited that I get to be your teacher for today's lesson. Welcome to our virtual classroom. If you didn't have a chance to see our previous lessons, you can find them on Tennessee's Department of Education website at www.tn.gov/education. You can still tune in to today's lesson if you haven't already seen those lessons. But it might be a little bit more fun if you went back and watched those first, because we're going to be using some of the things that we learned in those previous lessons to help us understand more about today's lesson. Today, we will be learning how to use addition and subtraction strategies to find the missing number in an equation. But before we get started, to participate fully in our lesson today, you are going to need paper to write on, a pencil, a surface to write on, like a table, and some counters. Okay, let's begin. To get ready for today's lesson, let's go ahead and get our workspace ready. Your workspace is that surface you're going to write on and the space that you plan to work on today. I've already laid out my paper and my pencil on my writing surface. I want you to go ahead and lay your paper and your pencil out on your writing surface. You are also going to need 8 items as counters today. A lot of things in your home can be used for counters. Today, I brought some things from my home to use as my counters. You might want to get something like beans, Skittles, M&Ms, Legos, pencils, spoons, sticks, straws, rocks, anything that you have laying around your home that you would like to use as counters would be great for today's lesson. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and give you a moment to gather those counters to use for today's lesson. Go ahead, go find those counters. Do you have your counters? Awesome. Let's get started. For our first problem, let's practice finding the missing number for sum up to 10. This is going to prepare us for working with equations where the unknown is in any position. That means it's in any spot in our equation. Let's take a look at this first problem. The problem states or says 4 plus some number equals 10. How can we find the missing number? Excellent. We could use the strategy of counting on to find our missing number. Let's start by counting on from 4, and we're going to stop when we make it to the number 10. Now I'm going to choose to count on my fingers so that I don't lose track of how many I added on to 4 to give me 10. All right, here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many did we add to find the missing number? That's right, 6. Let's check our answer first, though, with a model. You can draw along with me on that paper that you prepared earlier. All right, grab your pencil. First, I'm going to draw 4 tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I chose to draw 4 tally marks to represent that first add-in in our equation. Did you draw your 4 tally marks? Excellent. Now, let's count on using tally marks until we get to the number 10. You draw your tally marks along with me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you get your tally marks drawn? Excellent. Now, let's go back and count how many tally marks we added to give us the number 10. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that match the number that we counted on with our hands? Absolutely. We added 6 tally marks to the number 4 to give us our sum of 10. That means our missing number was 6. I'm going to go ahead and add that to our equation. Let's read our true equation. 4 plus 6 equals 10. Great job. You did such an excellent job on that problem. I want you to stand up and I want you to jump up and down 6 times. Now we are ready to do our second problem. I'm going to read the problem out loud to you, and I would love for you to read it along with me. This problem has a missing number, and it's our job to discover what that missing number is. Remember, we're looking for that missing number. Tom has 3 jelly beans in his lunchbox. His friend gives him some more. Tom now has 8 jelly beans. How many jelly beans does Tom have now? Let's go back into the problem and see how many jelly beans Tom had in his lunchbox in the very beginning. Tom has 3 jelly beans in his lunchbox. How many jelly beans did he have first? That's right. Tom has 3 jelly beans in his lunchbox. Let's act that problem out using our counters. If I were in my classroom, we might be using red and yellow counters, but we're using things around our home as counters today. So you might not have 2 different colors of counters to be able to use, and that's okay. So I have out my 3 counters to represent the 3 jelly beans that he had in his lunchbox. The second sentence tells us that his friend gives him some more jelly beans. I am going to need to add more counters because do I know how many jelly beans his friend gave him? If it just says he gave him some more? No. So do you think that this could be our missing number? Absolutely, it is. But before I start adding counters, I need to know how many jelly beans he has after his friend gives him some jelly beans. How many jelly beans does Tom have after his friend gives him some more? Right, because the next sentence says that Tom now has 8 jelly beans. I'm going to add some more counters until I have 8. And when I get to 8, I need to stop. I want you to follow along with me and do the same with your counters. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you have your counters on your workspace? Excellent. What did you do with your counters to show the number of jelly beans that were given away to Tom? Does your model look like my model? I added these counters to show the jelly beans that Tom's friend gave to him. Tom has 8 jelly beans altogether. How many jelly beans did Tom's friend give to him? Let's count that second group of counters to see how many jelly beans his friend gave to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love that I could hear you counting. Keep that up. Tom's friend gave him 5 jelly beans. Now we can go ahead and fill in our equation because we know that 5 is the missing number in our addition equation. Let's go ahead and read that equation together. 3 plus 5 equals 8. Fabulous job. I want you to stand up and I want you to give me 5 jumping jacks and then sit back down. For our next missing number equation, I want you For our next missing number problem, I want you to follow along with me. 5 lions are drinking. More lions join them. Now there are 9 lions. How many lions joined? Just like in our last problem, we know that there are 5 lions. I'm going to go ahead and lay out my 5 counters to represent those lions that are drinking first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you lay out your 5 counters to show the lions that are drinking first? Let me see. Wow, you guys are blowing me away. Keep it up. Now, what is the question that I'm trying to answer? Right, I am trying to find out how many lions joined. I need to find my missing number. Let's go ahead and use our model to show how many lions joined. We already have our 5 lions represented with our counters. Let's keep reading in our story problem to find out How many lions are there after more lions join? More lions join them. Now there are 9 lions. How many lions are there after more join? 9. So what do I need to do to find my missing number? Right, I need to keep adding counters until I get to the number 9. All right, let's do it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We added 4 more counters. 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to the number 9. So that means that 4 should be what? Our missing number. Great job. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the number 4 in our equation to make our equation true. Let's read that equation together. 5 plus 4 equals what? 9. Excellent job. You guys are doing an amazing job again today. I want you to go ahead and stand up, and I want you to touch your toes 4 times. Excellent. We are ready for our next problem. I'm going to read the problem, and you are more than welcome to read along with me. Here we go. Jared has 6 pens. His mother gives him some more pens. Now Jared has 10 pens. How many pens did Jared's mother give him? How is this problem like the last problem? Absolutely. This problem is about pens instead of lions, but we are still finding that missing number. This is going to be an addition problem. How did we find our missing number in our last problem? Absolutely. I'm going to lay out 6 counters to represent or to show the 6 pens that Jared had in the beginning of our problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did you lay out your 6 counters? Wonderful. Next, I'm going to add more counters until I get to the number 10. Why am I stopping at the number 10? Exactly, because Jared's mom gives him some more pens, and then he has 10 altogether. So we have to keep adding counters to figure out that missing number, to figure out just how many Jared's mom gave him. Let's do it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. How many pens did Jared's mom give to him? What in our model helps us find the missing number? The missing number is that second group of counters that we added on. Let's count to see how many counters we added to get us to the number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. That must mean that Jared's mom gave him 4 more pens. What's the missing number in our equation? Right, it's the number 4. Let's go ahead and create an equation together. How many counters did Jared have first? Right, he had 6. His mom gives him some more. And that tells me that we're going to be adding something. And in the end, Jared has 10 pens. So it's going to equal the number 10. And when you did your model, you showed me that 6 plus 4 equals 10. So 4 is our missing addend. For our next problem, you are going to be doing a missing number problem all by yourself. I want you to follow along as I read the next problem. But before we do that, I want you to pat yourself on the back. And then I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to say, why are we patting ourselves on the back? And I want you to say, because I am so smart. Let's do it. All right, pat yourself on the back. Why? Because I'm so smart. Excellent job. Let's keep going. Remember, this is one that you're going to get to do all by yourself because you're so smart. 6 balls are in a basket. Sarah adds some more balls to the basket. Now Sarah's basket has 8 balls. How many balls did Sarah add to the basket? Your job is to use your counters on your workspace to find the missing number to show how many balls Sarah added to the basket. I'm going to give you a moment to do that on your own. Take your time. Keep it up. You're doing a great job. All right. What did you get as your missing number? Let's see if you're right. How many balls are in the basket at the beginning of our problem? Right, there are 6. So, did you add 6 counters to your workspace? Excellent. I told you you were so smart. What did you do next? You counted on from 6 until you got to 8 by adding more counters? Let's try it. We're going to stop at 8 because we know that after she added some more to the basket, she ended up with 8 balls in the basket. 6, 7, 8. How many counters did I have to add? 2. Did you get 2? Awesome. If you didn't, I hope that when we worked this problem out together, that you were able to find your mistake. And it's okay to make a mistake. Mistakes are proof that we are trying and that we are learning. So keep it up. Can you write an addition equation to show how many balls Sarah had in the basket? She had 6 balls in the basket first. She adds some more. And now she has 8 balls in the basket. How many more did she add? 2. So 2 is the missing number. Let's read that one together. 6 plus 2 equals 8. You are right. Keep up the awesome work. You did amazing work today, friends. Today we reviewed You did great work today, friends. Today we reviewed how to find a missing number in a subtraction problem. And then we learned how to find the missing number in an addition problem. I hope you're starting to see some connections to our counting on strategy that we used last week. You sure did an amazing job. After the video, you will have some problems to practice on your own. Good luck and do your very best. I will show you the independent practice problems now, or you can find them in the student practice for this lesson posted on our website, www.tn.gov/education. Let's look at those problems together now. You're going to use your counters that you found today to help you solve these problems. Bob has 2 cats. His dad brings home some more cats. Now Bob has 6 cats. How many cats did Bob's dad bring home? You're going to use your counters to show how many Bob had first. And you're going to continue adding counters to represent how many cats his dad brings home. And you're going to stop when you show 6 cats. However many you add will be your missing number, and it will complete your equation perfectly. Number 2. There are 4 chairs at the table. Some more chairs are added to the table. Now there are 8 chairs at the table. How many chairs were added to the table? Use your counters to help you find how many chairs were added to the table. Fill in your missing addend to find your missing number. On Monday, Jim sold 6 hot dogs. On Tuesday, Jim sold some more hot dogs. Jim sold 12 hot dogs altogether. How many hot dogs did Jim sell on Tuesday? So you're going to be finding out how many hot dogs Jim sold on Tuesday. You're going to write that number in your equation to make your equation true. I know that you are going to do an amazing job on that independent practice. I enjoyed reviewing how to find a missing number in an equation with you. Thank you again for inviting me into your home. I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson in Tennessee's At Home Learning Series. Bye, everyone.